This video tutorial demonstrates the usage of TVB-NEST simulators on the HBP collaboratory platform, with CSCS computers as the backend processing hardware. We need to have a CSCS account for this example to work, plus we should prepare our CSCS home directory. We have just logged in on the CSCS shell, first on the front-end node ELA, then on the daint cluster. First, we need to make sure that the relevant command modules are loaded in our environment, daint-mc and shifter. Shifter is an HBP correspondent to the Docker client. We ensure that the TVB-NEST image is downloaded locally. If not found, then we use the shifter pull command to get it from Docker Hub. The last step in preparing our CSCS home directory is to have a shell file for launching TVB-NEST simulations. One example for such a file can be found on the TVB-NEST GitHub page. Next, we change our focus to the HBP collaboratory GUI, which is used for actually launching the simulation jobs in the CSCS environment we have already prepared in the previous steps. We could also just continue to use SSH, but switching to collab is recommended for an improved user experience. First, we should log in with a valid HBP Collab account. If you do not have an account for HBP Collab, someone with a valid account needs to invite you to the platform. Unfortunately, this account is different than the CSCS account, and the two accounts need to be linked by the HBP infrastructure team. To achieve the linked accounts, you can write a request to support@humanbrainproject.eu. After login, we navigate to tab Collabs and then search for the TVB-NEST entity. On the left side, click on Run a Custom Co-Simulation, and we will see a demo notebook for launching TVB-NEST simulations on the CSCS servers in the environment that we have already prepared in the previous steps. This exact notebook will only work for my user. For another CSCS user, you should copy this notebook into your own Collab space and change the username. In this notebook, or a copy of it, we use the menu entry Cell and then Run All to launch the simulation job. While it is running, we can observe the configuration elements prepared below: CSCS URL, the co-simulation shell launch command to execute, which was prepared in our home server directory. This notebook can be configured for which simulation to execute and with what parameters through a Python script that will be downloaded at runtime. Here we have the script public on our GitHub. In this script, the important components are the configuration of the TVB-NEST simulators and the processes of saving the results as NumPy files at the end. Returning to our notebook, we see that our job is running, but the output is not ready yet. We can rerun that cell until we see that the simulation is done. We will process the rest of the cells and inspect the files with the simulation results. We will conclude by plotting the most relevant results for visual inspection.